What's up, everybody, and welcome back to After the Snap. I'm your host, Tasha Pierce, and today is another movie review. This week we are reviewing the movie, which is a Netflix original, called Intrusion. Intrusion was released on Netflix on September 22nd of this here year, and it has a runtime of 1 hour and 32 minutes. In this movie, a woman moves to a small town in New Mexico with her husband, but is rattled when she is targeted for a home invasion. And this movie is starring Frida Pinto. You will know her from Slumdog Millionaire and Rise of the Planet of the Apes. She plays Meera, and then Meera Parsons, by the way, that's her last name. She's a youth counselor by trade in the movie. And then we have Logan Marshall Green, who we might remember from Spider-Man Homecoming and the M. Night Shyamalan movie Devil that scared the bejesus out of me in a lot of ways. But he's playing an architect and Mira's husband. His name is Henry Parsons. If you'd like to know what I thought about this here movie, then let's go. All right. At the top, I told you about Frida Pinto and Logan Marshall Green being the starring characters in this movie that was directed by Adam Salke and written by Chris Sparling. So, of course, I'm going to give you my thoughts in a spoiler-free fashion with every time, all the time with new stuff. It's in a spoiler-free fashion. But if you'd like to have a spoiler-filled discussion of this or any film that I review, just drop a comment. I'll be happy to host a live stream just for you. Also, I drop at least one review a week, so please consider subscribing if you enjoy this kind of content. Now, let's get into Intrusion. In Intrusion, we meet a married couple who recently moved into their dream home. That's so special. They moved into their dream home. We learned that they've been together for 12 years. That is an entire decade. That is a long time. And we also learned that those years have not been without some hardship. On the outside, they look like the couple that has it all. But privately, there have been fertility issues, a cancer scare, and Meera, the wife, she suffered through bouts of depression because of the breast cancer scare and the inability to have children. Now, all the while, we continuously hear Henry speak about how he held her down through all of that. He has always had her back. Okay, you would think that knowing that this marriage has withstood the test of time over 12 years, and that Henry has stood by his wife while she was having all of these health difficulties, you would think that those revelations would make Henry a likable character. But right off the bat, he seems a little shifty. Some about Henry I just don't like. And after returning from a casual date night, the two find that their new home has been ransacked. So yes, we went from playing Scrabble in the park to coming home to a big ass mess in your brand new house. And yes, I said it was a casual date night. So they were playing Scrabble and drinking wine and just being a married couple who is very comfortable with one another in this time frame. They've been together for 12 years. Hell, Meera is clearly disturbed by this, but her husband Henry, he's acting real nonchalant. Now, this indifference leads to the central theme of the story. Do we ever really know anybody? Like, we watch this relationship begin to erode once mistrust and suspicion enters the picture. First, some of my things that stood out to me was this house. This dream home was this sprawling modern monstrosity designed by Henry. It didn't give me home sweet home vibes. It almost looked clinical. Unless this family planned on adopting 10 children, I have no idea why they would need this much space in their home. So maybe I'm just a simple girl at heart, but this house just equates to more rooms to clean for Meera. Also, why move into a dream home in a remote area of New Mexico, but don't install a security system? I mean, do these people even watch Dateline? That is like asking for trouble. The only fancy security feature I think they had from the beginning was Henry's ability to lock all the doors simultaneously using his phone. And they certainly kept tabs on one another, though. You know, this marriage that looked like the perfect marriage, I can't understand why you need to keep that Find My Friends app getting all this action. It got a lot of action in the beginning of this movie. And I'm like, okay, I can understand if it had been hours, or if something serious had happened where you really needed to locate your spouse like right away. Why are we using this Find My Friends app for simple shit? If I get off work, I don't expect for you to be tracing my movements until I get home. But here we are. And even knowing that this Find My Friend app is in play, that their spouse generally checks up on them on a regular basis, both Meera and Henry lie when they ask each other where they've been or where they're going. All it takes is a little home invasion to show the cracks in your marriage, huh? All it took was, well, maybe more than one home invasion, but we'll keep going. We'll move along. So again, this was after the second break-in. So this house has been broken into twice. That was a spoiler. So I'm sorry, spoiler alert. Yeah, I gave it already. Anywho, the house has been broken into twice. So at this point, we're starting to doubt one another's veracity. They basically are starting to lose trust after that second break-in. Because after that second break-in, something far more monumental happens. And it is the different reactions that each spouse has to that monumental thing that is starting to make them lose faith in one another. And both of them are having suspicions about one another. So now in the beginning, this story was flowing so nice. But as time went on, and by time I mean like 20 minutes, as time went on, there was some rambling and fumbling in the script that weighed the story down. There were moments where things were happening, but in any real life situation, they would be way outside of what can be considered rational or normal. It was unrealistic. Now, I forgave these instances, hoping that there would be a satisfactory payoff if we just rolled with it. But 20 minutes in, I could see where we were heading. And again, I still hung on. I was hoping that I was wrong, because that's happened before. I thought I know where we're heading, and something else altogether happens. So I was hoping that I was wrong in this case. I wasn't. There were predictable beats, and the last half hour was extremely rushed. Extremely rushed. We needed to make this happen in this half an hour, not a minute more. So the director, Salky, he made things visually interesting even when the story started to go off the rails. The main actors did okay with the dialogue they were given, and at times, they even seemed like a real married couple. There were supporting characters who, in my humble, were underutilized or maybe should have never been introduced at all. For instance, there was a cop who had maybe 5 minutes of screen time, even though we should have seen far more of this police officer. Then there was a man at a trailer park who served no real purpose but to just, he's a plot device, we're going to move the story along. Now, although Salky did a good job behind the camera, and the main actors had the goods. This movie, like so many Netflix original films, was a lackluster experience. On my scale of 1 to 5, this one gets a 2. And some might say that's generous. I can't give you the Rotten Tomatoes score because the site was under maintenance while I was composing my notes. But if they become available by the time I edit, I'll include a screenshot here just to see if Rotten Tomatoes thoughts line up with what I thought. That is Netflix's Intrusion. If you're not a fan of bona fide horror, it's a great movie to watch if you have absolutely nothing else to watch during spooky season. As always, thank you for watching my video today, and a very special thanks to my patrons. As always, here they are, funky music and all. And if you'd like to become a patron, please visit patreon.com/Tasha Pierce. Also, let me know what your thoughts were if you watched Intrusion. Put that in the comments below, and while you're down there, please make sure you are subscribed with the notifications turned on so you'll never miss an upload. With all that being said, it has been fun, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.